Welcome to MyShiftPlanner. Thank you for taking the time to download our app. This video will take you through a basic introduction to the product, including how to get started and set up as a new user. If you are an existing MyShiftPlanner user, just reinstalling the app, you would use the login button. You would simply put in your username and password. If you've forgotten your password, don't worry, just tap the I've forgotten my password button and that will email you a link to reset your password. So as a new user, you would pick sign up. You put in your name to customize the app. You would pick your country, and the country is used to automatically add public holidays into your calendar, so it's worth choosing the correct one. These are also available in the settings screen of the app later. You can hit continue. There are some terms and conditions that you can view and then agree to if you're happy. And also then, because the free version of the app displays ads, there are some choices that we give you. Simply hitting continue, you will see the options. You can make a choice. And if you're on iOS, you will also get to make the choice a second time before then taking you to the account setup screen. In here, you can choose to skip if you don't want an account. However, we'd highly recommend you create an account because it will automatically back up your data to our cloud services. So you're now inside the app and you'll be taken through the stages of setting up your rota and adding your shifts into your calendar. There are a number of ways of doing this depending on whether you have a repeating rota or not, so choose the appropriate options. For a repeated rota, you simply choose to set up and you'll see that we have a library of many different types of already pre-set up rotas that you can pick from. If you find one in here that is similar to your rota but not exactly the same, then please bear in mind that most of these rotas could be customized on the next screen. So if it's not quite right, it's worth picking it anyway, such as the 4 on 4 off 2 shift rota. Tapping OK and you will see that you get options to change the number of shifts. So if you actually had a 5-4-3-4 rota, then you can simply customize the 4 on 4 off rota. You need to make sure you choose the correct start date, in this case the 12th of February. So that would be the first day shift of my rota in this case. Tap next and hit save. You can use the left and right buttons at the top above the calendar. You can also swipe left and right to switch between the different months. You can also change the view. If you tap February 2024 at the top, the month name, you'll see a menu will appear with lots of options on it. We have a week view, a month view with an events panel, a month view with the notes details at the bottom, and also a year view. Each of these you can take a look at and see which best suits you. With the events view, you can also drag the bar up and down to change the size of it. The today button is the little calendar button up on the toolbar. So that's how you navigate around the app. Now your rota is already in here, but if your rota wasn't in here, simply use the plus button at the top, and that will show you a list of all of the shifts that are available in the system for you to then add directly to your calendar. So you tap it on the bottom to select it, and then you would tap on the days to add. Now you'll notice in this case it's added the PM to the bottom half of the day. That's a pro feature and it allows you to have more than one shift on each day in your calendar should you wish to. By tapping on the same day a second time, it will swap out the day shift completely for a PM shift. In the free version of the app, tapping on the day replaces the whole shift each time. If you need a shift that isn't available in the panel at the bottom, don't worry. You simply tap the plus button at the bottom, and that will then give you a screen where you can then create your own shift types. If you tap back now, you'll see that the new shift type is available in the bottom and can now be added into your rota. If you need to see a full list of all the shifts, you can tap the shifts button with the cog in the bottom. You need them, and there's also an icons option, and this is where you add custom icons to your day. In the free version, we provide a dozen free ones that you can use, such as swaps, on-calls, and payday icons. You would simply tap them, same as adding a shift, and then tap on the days that you want to add the icon to. If you make a mistake, simply tap again on the same day and it will then remove them. If you have the Pro pack, you get a much wider collection of icons that you can add to your calendar to really customize it for different purposes. and you can add multiple icons to each day. You can close the shift picker with the little X button and you will see now that the calendar is starting to take shape. If you want to add notes to a day, then there are a number of ways of doing it. The easiest is to tap the notes box in the panel at the bottom and type in your notes. This will be stored against the day, and the little star icon that you can see on the day represents the fact that a note exists. If I now tap the pencil icon, it will now take me into a new screen where all of the details about that day are shown here, including the notes again, and icons. You have hours, and this allows you to customize the hours and change them from whatever the default was on the shift type. You can put in unpaid breaks, and also if you're working overtime that day, you can specify overtime by turning on the overtime option and choosing the times that you have done as overtime. The reminders tab allows you to set custom reminders on each day. This is a Pro Pack feature that's only available if you have the Pro Pack subscription. And also the pay tab gives you a total earned on that day. The pay rates can be set up in the settings screen. And again, this pay calculation is a Pro Pack feature. We have a separate video that takes you through each of the features of the Pro Pack. We also offer a 7-day free trial. Tapping back allows you to go back to the main screen. You'll see that the changes around overtime have now all been applied. The setup button. This shows you a menu from the right, and this can access to your patterns, your shifts, and if you have the Pro Pack, to your pay settings, to your shift reminders, and also to live sharing, work time report, and annual leave reporting. The setup screen is worth taking a look because it has lots of options to customize the app and how it works. The key things in here are the first day of the week, which was also available on the setup screens. You can choose whether you wish to display the name of the shift, the times of the shift, or both the times and the name of the shift within the month calendar. And there are lots of other customization options in here that you can take a look at. So you'll see it's very flexible and really easy to set up the way you wish. Another great feature is the Amon feature. This is available in the free version and in the paid version. This is a form of search. If I want to know when I'm working on the 17th of April, rather than having to search through my calendar to find that date, I can simply choose Am I On, and it will find it for me, and it will tell me that I'm on day shift, and it will take me to that day. Another great feature is the next weekend off. I can then ask it to find me the next time I am off for a full weekend. It takes into account any Friday shifts that work past midnight, and if so, it won't class it as a free weekend because you're technically working into the early hours of Saturday morning. So my next free weekend is the 25th of May. It's great for organising time with your family and your friends, and we highly recommend it. Other useful things in the setup menu are the patterns option. This will give you a list of all of the patterns that are currently set up. You can edit them or remove them from here too. You'll see that the one we set up from earlier is currently in here. And if I want to re-edit it, I can simply tap on it and it will take me back into that screen to be able to make changes. On the free version, you can only have one rotor in the app at any one time. The Pro Pack allows you to have as many rotors in as you wish. So if that is something that you need, I'd highly recommend looking at the Pro Pack subscription. What I didn't show you was setting up a custom shift pattern, so I shall do that now. To remove that pattern, I would tap the edit button in the top left hand corner, the little trash can icon on the right there of the pattern, and choose to delete it. At that point, I can add a new rotor, and I can choose it from the library of built-in patterns. This time I'll choose a custom pattern to show you how this works. So this is the case where we don't have a matching pattern built into the app that you require. It's really easy to set up. First of all, make sure that your start date is correct, and then choose the repeat on date. This is the date that the pattern would start again. So that would then create you 7 boxes. So it would start on the 12th, and the next time that the pattern would run would be on the 19th, which would give you 7 boxes. These 7 boxes represent each day of your pattern. Tap the shifts at the bottom that you wish to add. A little hint to help you along. and you tap on the boxes to add it to those days. If you make a mistake, you simply can choose the no shift or the correct shift type, tap back onto the day to either remove it or to replace it. By doing this, you can very quickly set up your pattern according to the rota provided by your manager. You can use the plus button in the bottom corner to actually add a new shift type. This will automatically add it into the panel at the bottom and you can use it in your pattern. But I'm happy with that now. Tap next. That will show me a quick preview of it repeating at the bottom so I can check that it's correct, and tap save to apply it. Now when I close the patterns list, you'll see that the new rota has applied to my calendar. Notice that the overtime, the notes and everything and all the custom icons I added stay there. They don't change and they're not removed when the pattern changes. You can override a particular shift. For example, if your shift changes on that day, but your pattern hasn't been affected, maybe by a shift swap, then you can simply tap the plus button in the top of the app, choose the shift that you've swapped to, and then tap on the day to replace the shift. Again, if you have the Pro Pack and you tap on a day, it will add it as a second shift initially, but then if you tap a second time, it will replace the whole day with that one shift. It's a really simple way of adding multiple shifts. There are lots of more options in here, and I've taken you through the basics. Two more things to point out. The little help button in the bottom right hand corner. This is a great way of getting access to frequently asked questions, and also you can get in touch and send feedback to us through that screen as well. The app menu in the top left hand corner. In here, this gives you access to a list of all of your purchases. If you have purchased the Pro Pack, you can choose to restore purchases through here as well. You can see what's new, and you can also get in touch with us through this button as well. Also worth pointing out is the user profile, and this is all information about you and your account. You can also choose your app style in here, change that to a different app style if I prefer. In here as well, if you have an account, you can also use the data and security tab. This will allow you to use Face ID to secure your app should you wish, and also you can use the restore option in here to recover to a previous backup. It can only recover back to when you first installed the app, so if you've deleted and reinstalled the app without creating a cloud account with us, you will not have any backups to restore to in here, which is why we recommend creating an account. If you chose not to create an account and change your mind, you can simply create a new one by tapping the login and sign up button in the top, put in a username and choosing a password, and create an account through here. That covers MyShiftPlanner and how to use the basic features of it. We hope that this was useful. If you need more information, please use the Get in Touch option in the app. You can email us at support@myshiftplanner.com, or you can have a look at the other YouTube videos for more details about specific features that you may be interested in.